So here's the big headline in politics. The president is set to reveal sweeping new tax proposals that would increase taxes on wealthy Americans, hike fees on banks and institutions, financial institutions, and give new tax credits to the middle class in return. Many Republicans are saying, no way. Congressman Diane Black is a Republican from Tennessee on the House Budget Committee. She joins us now. Congressman Black, thank you for joining us on New Day. One little quick step sideways on something I think may be more interesting to our viewers than anything else we're going to discuss in this segment. When I say Congressman Diane Black, usually I get angry letters. And they say, no, it's congressperson, it's member of Congress, it's representative. Not you. You want to be called Congressman. Why?
That's correct. And Chris, thank you for mentioning that, because we get that same kind of thing in our office. And it is a title. Just as a young woman goes to the first year of high school or college, we don't call her a fresh woman. She's a freshman. And I'm a congressman. That's what is called in our Constitution. I'm proud to be a congressman.
All right, good. All you women out there, remember that before you write me, and men too, saying that I said it the wrong way. All right, so thank you for joining us. Let's put up the president's proposals here. We have a little punch list of it here. 2 free years of community college, but there's a credit for any college, private, public, for 2 years, as you know. $500 tax credit for working married couples. Increase the top child care credit to $3,000. That's what he says he can pay for if you do these other things. Your party doesn't like it because?
Well, I'd like to have the president come with us and stand beside us on true tax reform. We have a very complicated tax code that's not been reformed since 1986. As a member of the Ways and Means Committee, we have worked for about 3 years on looking at the tax code. We need something fairer, flatter, and simpler. And we know if we were to do a comprehensive tax reform that we would be helping everyone, and we would be helping the economy grow and therefore help everyone. You know, a rising tide lifts all boats. And that's really what we want to do.
All right, so let's look at how it comes down to methodology, right? It's not what the goal is. Everybody has the same goal, help the middle class. How do you do it? The president's saying, here's how he'll do it. Put up that graphic for people so they can see it. All right, $320 billion tax hike over 10 years. Who gets hit? People, couples making over $500 grand, all right? Capital gains tax, another one, raising it to 28. New fees for big banks. Let's go in reverse order. Big banks. Congressman, they have been the beneficiaries of the largest welfare program in world history, the way the American taxpayer bailed them out. What's wrong with a fee on them when they're making so much money?
Well, Chris, if you were to look at our tax reform draft that we did and we put out under Chairman Camp, you would see that we addressed the issue of the banks there. So we're not so far off on that, but it is through comprehensive reform by simplifying the entire code. You can't just take one piece of that code and just punch at it. That's what's been done for too many years since 1986. You really need to do comprehensive tax reform, both corporate and individual.
Right, but when you want to do more, why is doing some seen as such a problem? Isn't it better than none?
Because if you really want to do true tax reform, you've got to look at every element of that. What you may do on one side would give us an opportunity to reduce a tax on the other side. And by just punching at one, again, all you're doing is you're just taking a very complicated tax code and you're making it more complicated by doing that. We really need to do true comprehensive tax reform. And we've already begun and done a lot of the work. The president said he was willing to work with us on this, and now he comes out with this proposal that, by the way, he has gotten a number of taxes through the Obamacare and through the reforms that we did with him several years ago on our fiscal cliff. And now he's come back again. Let me just also say this. We have got a spending problem also in the federal government, because the collection of revenue this last year in 2014 was $3 trillion. It was the largest ever in the history of this country. Why can we not take a look at what we're spending and the way we're spending it, instead of saying, once again, we need more money? That's what we keep on hearing from this president.
Fair criticism from the other side of your side that you're just trying to protect the rich. You want to protect the banks. You don't want them to take any of the hits. Those are your people. Is that fair?
That is very, very unfair. You'll look again at our tax reform. You'll see that we are very cognizant that the middle income is where we really need to help people, because they are not able to take advantage of a number of things that are in our very complicated tax code. And so by cleaning up the code, we really help everyone, but in particular, we help the middle and the lower income folks in our tax reform. reform. We know that families would get about $1,800 additional in their pocket if we were to do the tax reform that we're proposing.
All right.
Let's do it for everyone.
Why not? You are in Congress and in control with your party right now. We look forward to seeing what you get done with the mantle of power. Congressman Diane Black, thank you for joining us on New Day. Speak to you again.
Thank you.